All right, let's dive in. Think of social media like this huge, constantly shifting ocean. Today, we're going to grab our surfboards and figure out what a few of the biggest waves are, the trends that are really shaping everything online.
I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about what's behind all the changes you see in your feed? It's a great question, right? Because the currents in this digital ocean, they are always moving. Every single post, every share, every like, it's like a little ripple. And today, we're going to see what kind of massive waves those ripples are turning into.
So yeah, let's stick with that idea for a second. Social media isn't just a bunch of apps on your phone. It's way bigger. It really is this massive interconnected ocean. It's where we talk to each other, it's where we get entertained, and more, it's becoming this giant bustling marketplace for pretty much everything.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the waves themselves. What kind of content are people actually making and watching? What are the formats that are just completely dominating the scene right now?
And no surprise to anyone, I'm sure, short-form video is still the biggest wave out there. I mean, TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, they are still the absolute epicenters of creativity and, all that viral stuff. But here's the interesting part. Their role is actually changing. It's not just for dances and funny clips anymore. For a lot of people, these platforms are becoming their new Google. So yeah, their grip on our attention, it's stronger than ever.
But, okay, while video is definitely king, don't count out good old-fashioned text. We're actually seeing this huge comeback for the written word, especially for deeper, more thoughtful discussions. And at the same time, you've got this other thing happening, live audio chats. Think Clubhouse or X's Spaces. They're popping up everywhere, giving us these raw, unfiltered conversations. It's kind of like a modern, interactive radio show, you know?
All right, so let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about the platforms themselves, because they're not just places to post content anymore, not by a long shot. They're evolving into something way more integrated into our daily lives.
If you think about it, this whole thing started so simply, right? It was just about sharing updates with your friends and family. Then, boom, they turned into marketplaces where you could find and buy stuff. But now, the big focus is shifting again. It's all about building these smaller, deeper, more meaningful communities. We're kind of moving away from the big, noisy town square and gathering around these cozier, more private digital campfires.
So what does that actually look like? Well, social commerce is turning your feed into a personalized storefront. You see something, you can buy it right there. And brands, they're getting smart. They're building these dedicated communities and groups and forums to really build that loyalty, that feeling of belonging. Even our DMs are different now. Brands are jumping in there to offer direct, one-on-one support.
Okay, so we've talked about the waves on the surface, but now we got to talk about the deep, unseen currents. These are the really powerful forces, the tech and, the human stuff, that are quietly shaping, well, everything we've just covered. And the biggest, most powerful tech current right now is, of course, AI, artificial intelligence. And look, I know it feels like a buzzword that's everywhere, but it is so much more than that. AI is literally the engine under the hood. It's totally changing how content gets made, and maybe even more importantly, it's the thing that's personalizing our entire experience. It's crafting exactly what the algorithm thinks we want to see, second by second.
But here's the flip side. For all that tech, the most powerful human current is just authenticity. It's huge. In a world that's getting filled with AI content and super polished ads, the brands that are actually winning are the ones that just feel real, The ones sharing genuine stories, being transparent, and actually building real trust. It's like the one constant in all this digital chaos.
So as we start to wrap this up, it really all boils down to that one thing, doesn't it? If you're trying to navigate this wild, complex social media ocean, authenticity, that's your compass. That's the thing that's going to point you in the right direction.
So let's do a quick recap of the big takeaways. First, video is still king of content, but don't sleep on text. It's making a huge comeback. Second, platforms aren't just for sharing anymore. There are new marketplaces and community centers. Third, AI is the invisible hand personalizing absolutely everything we see. And finally, through it all, authenticity is still the most powerful tool you've got.
And that really just leaves us with one last thing to chew on. We've mapped out the currents as they are today, but this ocean, it never ever stands still. So the real question is, what's next? What do you think the next massive wave is going to be that comes along and changes everything all over again?